So what I wanted to talk about today was shoes, in particular shoes with running injuries and whether or not we can get a shoe that can help us to prevent an injury or not. And it would be so super cool if we could have one pair of shoes that we could be saying, yes, most definitely these shoes are going to help to make sure that we don't get injured. It's just not that straightforward. In fact, even the research that's done on running shoes and their ability to prevent an injury is really contradictory. Sometimes there are certain features that we find can be really great, and then at other times that can look quite different. Even if you look at the history of shoes and how that's changed with time, we've gone from having no shoes at all to having a really sort of minimalist shoe that barely covers anything, to going really super cushioned, to then coming back into something that's a bit more lower profile and barefoot, to then coming back again to being super cushioned. So there's been massive changes that happens with over history with how the shoes have been manufactured. So a lot of that is informed by research, and research does tell us lots and lots about what we can be looking for. But for the general person to go out there and find a pair of shoes, it can be really hard to do that. So some of the things that we know can be really good in a shoe. What we know is that if we can get a shoe that can give us really good cushioning, so the cushioning in the shoe, in particular, how thick the midsole is, and the midsole is this part through here where all that cushioning is. So the thicker and softer cushioning that we can get can make a big difference with helping to absorb shock. It's those ground forces that are coming up through our body as we're running that can really be quite stressful for our body, in particular our legs and our feet. So the more cushioning we can get, the better. Now there is some recent research that tells us that that really thicker sole, so you'll see there's quite a difference between different shoes. So the thickness in this midsole versus the thickness in this midsole is quite different, okay? So they feel different as well, but more than anything, if we can get good cushioning that actually feels good when we're wearing it, then that's going to be a huge bonus for us. One of the other features that we can look at for shoes to help to improve from an injury prevention point of view is the fit of the shoe. And so it's actually really important that the shoe's comfortable on your foot, and that's only going to be known if you try the shoe on and try some different shoes that can help you to know what's actually going to be comfortable for you. So while one brand might be great for your mate that you run with, doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be great for you, because it may not fit your foot really well, which means that you'll compensate when you're running, change the way that you're running, which can then mean that you can get an injury as well. So it's a bit complex, but one of the things to look for is that really good cushioning, that it feels nice and soft on your foot when you're wearing it, but also that it fits really